Well, Linda, looks like this is our last session together. How you feeling today?
You know what, Dr. Martin, I feel completely fine. I mean, I feel like a totally different person compared to when I first started. I'm just so amazed with myself how far I came.
I'm glad to hear that, Linda. Let's take a moment and reflect on your journey. What was the turning point for you?
I think my turning point was when I finally made up in my mind to walk away from that toxic relationship that I was in for some years and really focusing on myself. I mean, it was a hard decision to make, but it was necessary.
That's a significant step. That's a significant step, Linda. You've shown incredible resilience. How have you been financially?
Well, I found a job that I love. I mean, it was hard in the beginning, but I made some changes with how I spend my money. I'm doing well budgeting now, which has made a huge positive impact on my life.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to control your money and how you spend. So overall, it's going great.
Taking control is a powerful thing. But now as we wrap up, what have you learned about yourself during this process? Take your time. Don't rush. Take your time.
I learned that I'm stronger than what I thought I was. You know, thinking I needed someone to define who I am, but no, that's not the truth. You don't need anyone to define who you are. I pretty much can stand on my own.
That's a profound realization.
Yes.
Remember, you're not defined by your past or your circumstances.
Right.
What advice would you give others going through the similar journey that you've been through?
I would tell them to be patient with themselves and not to give up on themselves. I mean, it's okay to seek help when you need it. You know, reach out to people like you, Dr. Martin. It makes a huge difference.
I appreciate it, I really do. It's been a privilege being a part of your journey. But remember, always remember the door here is open for you. If you need support in the future. It's been a pleasure being a part of your journey, like I said again, and embrace the new life that you have.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Martin, for going through this journey with me and having a huge impact on my life. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure. Take care.
So yes, that video was a complete failure. It didn't look right, the lighting was off, the audio was off. It was just a complete failure. But I still put it out because it's a finished product and I'm trying to get to where I don't overthink things and I just put these projects out because we took the time to do it. Even though I made some mistakes, it's still something that I did. So in this video, I'm gonna show you what I did wrong and I'm gonna give you some ways that you don't make the same mistakes I did. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I did wrong was it was completely rushed. Now, the concept and the script for the skit wasn't rushed. That was done a while ago. but setting up the shoot is what was rushed. I have a tendency sometimes to wait to the last minute to do things, and things get rushed. Even just trying to make this video, this is the second time doing it because the first time it just didn't turn out right. Why? Because I was rushing. So who is this calling me? Instead of taking my time trying to make sure that everything was gonna go right, I rushed it. I hurt my knee a few days beforehand, and I wasn't even really supposed to be on it. But me being me decided, you know what, it's feeling a little bit better. Let's go ahead and do this. And that turned out to be a big mistake. So the second thing is I could not get my lights in the correct position. All right, so I'm having a dilemma trying to figure out where I want the light. As you see from the time lapse, with my messed up knee, it's rough trying to set up these bigger lights by yourself. Don't do that. But I think I might have figured it out, maybe. So what I've done is I've put the light here in the corner. So it'll be out of my shot. I'm going to set a lamp on this table here. And when my actors get here, I'm actually going to shift the light a little bit, and I might be able to move it over, get the white balance right, and just make it look real motivated and nice. But that's what I'm looking at. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so I think this is what I'm going to roll with. So this is kind of what my framing is looking like here. So I've got the small rig 120C, B, D, one of them here, and got the Amaran 300C up here with the Light Dome 3, I believe, on it, shining this way. So if I can pull this off, what's going to happen is it's going to kind of look like this light here is this, shining down on my talent who's going to be sitting here. The other person will be sitting here, and this person is going to catch some of the Amaran light and the small rig light. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Hopefully it works out. Y'all have already seen it. What did it look like? Y'all tell me what's up. But yeah, I think that's it. So let me tell you something about this. Because I hurt my knee, it became extremely difficult to walk around and painful to get my lights in the positions that I needed them. I wanted to go for an overhead lighting setup, and I could not get my light in the air. And what was frustrating was that I knew that I had done this before, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. Well, it wasn't until afterwards that I began to think about it. And the light that I was using is the Amaran 300C, which is too heavy for the C-stand and the boom pole that I have. And the last time I used my small rig light, which is a little bit lighter, and it works just fine. But again, because I'm rushing, I'm not thinking that, maybe the light is just too heavy, and this is the reason why you're having so much trouble. And the fact of trying to get this thing boomed in the air was just killing me, trying to walk around and trying to do it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get on a ladder, so I was just trying. It was just a big mess. It was a complete mess. I knew I needed to move my light to around here. Now, right now, it's sitting way back here, and it's just kind of at an angle because, again, I couldn't get this light on the boom pole, and the C-stand stay upright. Even with weights on it, it just wasn't happening. So I couldn't get the light in the position that I wanted because I wanted it to kind of look like things were being motivated from this lamp, but also maybe, you know, in this setting, there was a light on the ceiling that was kind of coming down. I was trying to do it in a couple of different ways, but that's kind of the look in my head that I had. And because I was rushing and because I was hurt, I could not get the light in the position that I wanted to be able to get this lighting setup done. So I just settled for whatever and hoped for the best. The other thing that I messed up on was not getting the lavalier mics on my talent in the right position and secured properly. All I did was just grab some gaff tape and slap it on them, and boom, it was there. And I did not monitor the audio the way I should be and making sure that everything is set up properly. The DJI mics that I was using, I did not go in and make sure that all the settings were set up properly. I didn't separate the channels, so both of them were on the same channels. So while they're speaking, I'm not able to individually fix their levels. I didn't have the noise reduction on. It was just a total mess up. Again, I'm just trying to rush, trying to do something. I wanted to shoot, so I just did, and it turned out to just not work in my favor. And there were also 2 other shots that I wanted to do at the end. So as this skit is going on, I wanted this one static shot to really immerse the viewer in the conversation of what was going on. Only at the end was there going to be a shot that was going to cut to the female in her last line, and then the last shot was going to be a shot of the doctor. So I did do these shots, but they were just absolutely horrible. All I did was move my camera. I didn't move the lights to their proper places to be able to light them correctly because honestly, I was already frustrated with the lighting. So those shots didn't turn out well, so they did not make it into the skit at all. So let me give you guys some ways that you can not make the same mistakes that I did on this shoot. The first thing is obvious. Take your time. Man, just take your time, plan out your shoots, make sure that everything is in order. It doesn't matter how big or how small the shoot is. One thing that I have a tendency to do is on smaller shoots like this, or even when I'm just shooting a YouTube video, I don't plan them out. I don't script them. I don't come up with an outline to make sure that I've said everything that I've needed to say. I don't come up with an outline on shoot date to say, okay, I need these shots. I need to make sure that the lights are gonna work and all of that kind of. I don't do it. Now, ironically, on this video, I am doing it. I actually have notes here on my monitor that I'm using to make sure that I say all the things that I want to say. The other thing is to give yourself some time to set up everything. Don't try to think because you got a couple hours that, oh, it's just a couple of lights and this will be easy to set up, and not at all. Not at all. It can take a while to get your lights set up, to get in the right position, to get the intensity. It can take a lot. And I thought that I had given myself enough time to do this, but when I could not get them in the right position, I got frustrated, and that prolonged things because I was just like, you know what? I don't even want to do this no more. Yeah, it just turned out to be a big cluster of just nonsense going on. And again, it was my fault. I did not do the things that I should have done as a filmmaker to make sure that this shoot went the way it was supposed to go. So make sure you're planning out your stuff, man, and make sure you're giving yourself enough time. And the last thing is something that I preach on this channel a lot, and that is audio is king. Because I was not monitoring my audio the way I should have been, I would have been able to hear the clothes rustling. I would have been able to hear that the mics were not placed right. I would have noticed that they were on the same channel. I didn't do any of that because I just wanted to shoot something. And because of that attitude, the audio was just jacked up and didn't turn out the way that it should have turned out. And this recently happened to me on another shoot that I was on, knowing after I edited this that the mics were not set properly. I went to another shoot for a client shoot and did not check the microphones. We shot. I didn't monitor my audio, got back to start editing and realized, oh shoot, the audio is jacked up. We had to reshoot some things. So this was just a complete mental breakdown on my part. I did not do the things that I know to do. I did not plan this out. It was rushed. I did not practice what I preach, and that is making sure that the audio is perfect. See, I can deal with maybe if the lighting isn't correct, but if the audio is bad, then it's just a fail in my book. And the last thing is I should have created a checklist of everything that I needed to do. Having a checklist for every shoot is definitely something that I've got to start doing. That way I can go down this list, make sure I have all the equipment and gear that I need, and make sure that I'm checking everything as I go. Making sure my lighting is good, making sure the composition is right, making sure everything is in focus, checking the audio, making sure everything sounds good, and just go down this list for every shoot. Doesn't matter how small it is, just do it. So this was a complete breakdown on my part. It was a fail, but it was another learning experience that I'm going to take and try to make sure that I do not make these same mistakes again. I have a big shoot coming up where I'm starting a series and I need to make sure that I'm on my A game. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and consider hitting the subscribe button for me. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever had shoots like this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.